down to, everybody suspending the season, and then, the NFL doing everything. And what else I say? Oh, yeah, everything else was NFL. But yeah, we can talk about the individual podcast first. That's what's up.
All right, let's without further ado, let's
get it popping.
Let's get it popping. All right. What up? What up? What up? What up? What up? It's your boy
T. Yeah, it's your man B. What's going on?
And you want to ride up? I mean, tonight we giving you for episode 22. We're doing another live stream. So we're doing live stream. I'm live streaming right now while Brian is hosting the pod.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Episode 23.
Yeah. Is it 23? I thought it was 22.
No, we did 22, man.
Did we?
I'm sorry. Yes, it's episode 22. I'm a week ahead of myself. This is just how the virus affects your brain. It's just it throws you into the future. Oh yeah, man, it's episode 22. I usually do it during the week, and even before that, I think of stuff to like open up or close with, and I never write it down, and I always forget when we start, recording or whatever. But shout out to everybody. Shout out to the DMV, DC, VA, MD, everybody that's sitting down a little bit from this virus scare and this pandemic, and hopefully the government works some things out to where they spread it in everybody's pocket. But hold your head, man. This is not over. We're gonna make it through this, and we're gonna be better from it. But yeah.
All right, so it's always me that tends to go rogue after we've done pre-production of the pod, and I go somewhere else. I go somewhere else to start. But it's still on par for what we do like to do. We're gonna get into what we get into as far as podcasting, but we always show love to different brands or whatnot. So I want to start off with giving a shout out to another local brand called Laundry Day.
Oh yeah, no, I've been following. Yeah. All right, go ahead.
So I'm a big supporter of other local brands. I don't hold it against anybody else if they don't support us or if they don't look out for our brand. But I'm really big on looking out for other brands. The matriarch just came home.
Hi.
Shout out, Lou.
Hi.
Hey.
Yeah, but so a few weeks ago, Laundry Day posted some new drops that was coming up, and they doing some new stuff. And I was keeping my eye closer to the merchandise, and it just so happens, normally I don't get during the week I don't get to do a lot of moves because of my scheduling, and since our schedules have been changed due to this pandemic, we closed early. So as I was wrapping up my day, and I was just going through the social media, cycle while I was taking my bathroom break. They Laundry Day just happened to pop up on my news feed, and they had these new pants. They did one in white and one in black, and I was like, oh, I like those. So I went ahead and I messaged them. I'm like, yo, what's up with these pants? You know how it is with sweatpants are one thing, but when you have like joggers and you know what I'm saying, running pants, depending on who makes them and the cuts, it gets really dicey as far as like the size. So I hit him up. I'm like, yo, I don't know how it was you're running, but if you got a large or extra large, you know what I'm saying, I'm trying to pull up on you tonight on my way home. I gotta cross your path anyway. And so we just get back and forth into it, you know what I'm saying, some dialogue. You know what I'm saying, da 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 da. They gave me and it's a female that runs the brand, by the way. I don't care whether that's a guy or girl or whatever, but just for what it's worth, it's a female. And we were going back and forth on Instagram for about an hour, you know what I'm saying, sporadically, just having dialogue about, impact and other brands and how big EAT is and what they represent in our the DMV culture and all of those, just chopping it up. And he's like, I'm gonna pull up. So she ended up following my page from her personal page, and she also had another brand. So she originally.
I got a story. My bad. Before you finish, I got a story. Go ahead. I got a story about laundry. But go ahead.
Okay. Go. So what ended up happening is when I went on her page, I'm thinking she had a link in her bio, and a lot of times that link is to the brand that you're pushing. So I clicked the link, and it's to another brand. Well, it's hers as well, but it was for like hats. So she said they had some hats, and so I'm like, I like this. Now I was only looking at the hats just because I wanted to get another piece to go with the pants that I was already getting. So I was like, hey, you can give it. But when I hit her up, the hat that I saw wasn't available, but she had these other hats, and it was cool. And it was like, all right. So I'm like, let me get that. I'm gonna get that. Just give me a black hat. And she showed me a couple hats, and then it said, you know what I'm saying, if you can see right there, it had a PG County veteran. I'm like, that's the hat I want right there. Go give me that one. So long story short, I get off. We meet up around Forestville. I guess she lives in that area. And boom, she hit me with a package. I get the pants from her. I get the hat, and then she gave me a long sleeve shirt for Wolf. Again, that's also another brand or line under her brand that she's designed for or has designed for her clothing line. So just like I said, we like to give people shout outs and look out. So I want to give them a shout out. Laundry Day. Check them out on and I'll post this on our Instagram and my Instagram tonight so y'all can see some of the other stuff that they have to offer. So what story did you have, Brian?
All right, so bet. That PG, funny you mentioned that PG County veteran. I have the navy blue version of that hat. I worn it to Las Vegas. I don't even know if you remember.
I do remember that.
They were. She has a couple brands. Her first one, which that hat is under, is called Wise and Cultured. The person that hit me, that got me onto that hat, was lyricist, aka Rob Regal.
Okay.
Shout out to him.
Shout out.
A hip hop, DC local hip hop vet. That came up in that era with Wale and Proverb and Studio 43 and all that.
Right.
So I follow him on Instagram, not Instagram, but on Twitter. He posted with that hat. I was like, yo, where is that hat at, bro? I have to have that. He was like, yeah, it's, Wise and Culture. They have a website. I bought that junk off the break.
Yeah.
And
immediately. When I saw them, I mean, like that I'm getting that. So it's funny that so I get home, and I'm proud of it. I don't care. I'm proud when I make little purchases like this. It's not like, buying a $300 pair of shoes or a $400 purse or nothing like that for the lady. But I'm proud when I get to buy stuff like that. And then it just say PG, County vet. So I come home and, I'm showing off my new stuff that I got. And the first thing that Lucy says is, oh, I'm gonna wear that. That's both hours. I say that to say this. I said, oh, she did, like I like when she gives me reasons to buy certain things. Like when I see stuff for Teddy, I can buy it. When I see stuff for her, I can buy it. So she had a denim one, and I was on the fence. And the only reason I got the black one was because I had the black pants. So I was like, black hat, black pants, real quick put together. So now that she's plotting on this one, I'm gonna relinquish this one part time. It'll be a 60-40 ownership, and then I'm gonna get the denim one. So the good thing is we don't have a lot of followers on our YouTube, so nobody can beat me to the punch while we're recording. So I'm gonna pull up on her tomorrow, and I'm gonna get that denim one off her hands before anybody else grabs that.
But
so me and Lucy can wear it together.
Like you said, this is not her first. This is not her only brand. She has two others. There's some. She previewed some other stuff. This is not her first drop of pants.
Yeah.
What pants you're talking about? I saw you post on IG. That's the first drop. She has another drop that just came out.
It's not out yet. It's coming out. It's not. We talked yesterday. It's you talking about the variants, right?
Yeah.
Was like a color contrast.
Yeah. Those fire, and she's just I don't know. I didn't get to chop it up with her, but just the stuff that they putting out and is just dope. And it's so shout out to her. Shout out to Eat. Shout out to Hobo. Shout out to
wow.
Shout out to Hobo. Shout out to DTTP. Shout out to Aja Armani, and shout out to our sponsor, High Style Apparel.
So
I mean, straight up.
I mean, how you gonna stop at if you're gonna shout out Hobo and DT?
Oh, shout out to Madness. Shout out to
South. Shoot them all out.
Shout out to Shot Shooters. You know what I mean? Shout out to Scrapers. Yeah. Shout out to We Are One. You know what I mean? Shout out to all of them that paved the way, for real. You know what I mean? So yeah, that's what's up. Like we grew up on that.
Shout out to Mogul.
Still out there.
Shout out to Mogul. Our that's like sort of like a sister company because Ty's had his hand in that production.
Right.
Man,
what's up? I didn't know you that they went that deep. I know you posted on your Insta snap, but I didn't know you chopped it up, shorty.
Hey, it's a slow week, man. We could spend our time talking about other stuff, but I mean, hey, we gotta you know what I'm saying, use life experiences to fill the airways. So we ain't talking about.
When you hit her up again, just tell her I said, "What's up, man?" That hurt. She's doing her thing. Yeah,
I'm gonna tell her you said she was cute.
No, don't do that.
Don't do that. You want me to tell her you trying to shoot your shot?
No, there's no shots. There's no shots.
Don't worry. Don't worry. I think you and Felicia's relationship is safe in that regard, sir. I follow her personal page as well. I'm not gonna do that. You know what I mean? She's dope. Her brands are dope and everything. She would not be interested. For the record, that was a joke. She would not be interested in Brian or anybody that looks like Brian or has what Brian has to offer. If you get what I'm saying.
She doesn't work on that too.
Yeah, I might invite her to the 3-on-3 basketball tournament.
She's cool as shit. From her IG and all the brands she's putting up and the work she's putting in, man. So yeah, no doubt. And then shout out to lyricists and all the people that put hip hop on their back. So Fat Trail and then Gold Link, and then now is Gold Link, IDK, and Logic, whoever else is doing their thing now. So yeah, man, that was a good misdirect, my G.
So
what's up? I didn't know that whole story.
So we decided pre-production that we were going to just sort of try to connect our two individual logs from last week, since we didn't get a chance to link up. Last week was probably the toughest week scheduling wise that we've had. I mean, I went out of town and I still was able to carve out an hour. That's how tough last week was, because everybody was like in holding patterns. Plus at my job, we just got a new GM and I'm helping training, and it was a whole bunch of stuff going on. So we didn't really get a chance to link up. And plus Brian, he could be a sort of an early bird. So
yeah, no, my schedule was definitely different. We were in a interesting space in the days before it went super serious with the pandemic, and yeah, man, it was tough not to get y'all on Friday, but we have realized it's been interrupted just like everybody else's with this thing. And yeah, man, like how you want to tackle from a sports perspective, or do you want to tackle from your personal perspective?
Man, listen. Right now, you got a bunch of people talking about everything. So we can go off which one. I really want to hear your list. So we can put the sports on the back burner for right now. And if nobody's playing, so we're not missing any. We're not against any clocks right now to be the first or the second to talk about a sports topic right now. So
yeah, and then NFL offseason has been beat to death. So
what do you say, baby?
Except for trades.
Except for trades. Are you talking about NFL?
No. NFL stuff.
Yeah, we're definitely. We're definitely getting to the NFL. Right. So we got a lot to talk about. So, but first, since Brian addressed it in his log, I want to hear Brian's Nas list.
Brian's Nas list. I told you pre-production. I did not make a song. I didn't have a 2-song album thing yet, but I did want to do that. I want to introduce that on an actual episode, not the end bonus, not my personal thing. But
all right.
Okay, so let's if you reel off an album, I'll tell you which 2 songs. My bad.
Let me get this straight. You're expecting me to reel off Nas albums, like in succession. I can name Nas albums, but I will definitely not be able to name them in order. But there's one thing you said in the last part that I wanted to address. Even though I jokingly diss Nas, like I don't like Nas, I clearly have the utmost respect for Nas's lyrical ability. I actually like Nostradamus. I think Nostradamus gets flack because it's called Nostradamus. I think the name is corny as hell, and that's why he gets beat up about it. But like he put his pen down on that album.
I like it. I mean,
that's even though that hook was bad. Nasty Nas S2 to the Escobar. Now he is Nostradamus. That was corny, bruh. That Nostradamus thing is what it was. What was bad. But the rest of the album was actually a good album.
Yeah, it was a good album. I think, like it got a bad reputation at the time. It didn't hold up to I Am. It didn't hold up to It Was Written. It was like he was steadily going down. If you remember at the time, like if you're a Nas fan, you're like It Was Written was cool, and a lot of people came on to Nas's fan club or whatever you want to call it with It Was Written because of If I Ruled the World. But after that, even like with I Am in Nostradamus, which was supposed to be a double disc, the quality fell off, and then he got super commercial of Hate Me Now and that terrible song that you just.
It was not a terrible song.
I hate that song.
You can hate me now.
No, not hate
because I won't stop now.
Yeah, I don't hate me now. I hate that Nostradamus song. All
right, so because I want Brian to put real thought into his list because he is the de facto Nas fan. I'm going to give you my favorite Nas songs.
Okay.
I'm not going to say it's a top 10 because I don't know if it's 10 songs or not. My all-time.
More than 10 albums. So the homework was.
Your homework is different. We didn't have homework for me. Not for Nas. Not for Nas.
Top 10 songs.
I don't know if it'll be top 10.
Okay.
So my favorite Nas song is If I Ruled the World. That's my favorite Nas song.
His most commercial.
I mean, and the funny thing, so I have a story behind that because the first time I actually heard the song was like I had a TV production class my freshman year of high school when I went to Roosevelt, and one of our
because there was no TV production in Duval.
Yeah. Oh, TV production was definitely not a Duval class. This class was so good that had I not slept through it and actually realized I wanted to be in TV production, this probably could have got me. I could probably be doing 200K right now just off that that one class could have propelled me to be something else 20 years later. That's how good this class was. Just showing you how to edit, like reel to reel. Like it went over all of that stuff. It was a really dope class, but I don't think like put it like this. Coming from Kimmel and being in a tag magnet program and being, you know, I guess considered like elite in a academic, you know what I'm saying, setting, is like what we're expected to be. So for me to be in the 9th grade in a classroom where it's like 25 students and all of them are either juniors or seniors. It was like 3 of us were freshmen, no sophomores. It was 3 freshmen and the rest were juniors and seniors. Most of the seniors took it as an elective. Most of the juniors were like on their way. So, you know, but I didn't have like no real leadership, nobody in my corner like directing my future. So the person, even the person who put me in that class, you know, had other things to do, and they just gave me that class thinking he'll like this class. So they told me to take that class when I got here, and I haven't even got a chance to speak to this person. I forgot her name and everything. It was one of my counselors at Kimmel, but this class was really good. And I said to say this: we had a project where we had to take some video footage and then do voiceovers, and I came in second place, and I really didn't pay attention to much of this project, and that's how I always was. I really like mailing a lot of the you know, the paying attention part, and just like I catch enough of what I'm supposed to do so that when I go to do my thing, I can sort of get by. And that was my problem. Like I would pay attention enough just to get by when it counted. You know, that's been a really bad habit of mine, you know what I'm saying, in life. In life. But yeah, well, Duval don't count. I really just felt like I was like I was out of my element in, you know what I'm saying, in Duval. And there's some smart people in Duval. I knew a lot of I met you in Duval, so I met a lot of smart people in Duval, but it's just the bar was just so low. It was like whatever. Yeah, it was you know. So my project, I took we had every Michael Jordan home video there was. So I basically took like Michael Jordan's like moments and just clipped them like I took them from all of the you know, all the videos that he had, Come Fly With Me, Michael Jordan, The Playground, there was a couple of them, and I just clipped them all together, and instead of them telling their story, I just did it where it was just pretty much like all Jordan dunks, all his shakes, all his jump shots, and I did that. I can't remember what song, I don't know if I put a song behind it, but it was something else. But I came in second place only because it was Michael Jordan. Like mine was sloppy, but it was good enough because it was Michael Jordan. The person who had the best one, hands down, he took episodes of Pinky and the Brain. I don't even know how. Like at this time, this is 1996. I don't know how he got footage of all these Pinky and the Brain episodes. He took Pinky and the Brain and he put Nas' If I Ruled the World behind it. That was the dopest concept I'd ever seen.
That's crazy.
Because what was Pinky and the Brain slogan?
Now in 2020, that probably like it took 10 minutes, but in 1996, 97, that's that's crazy. Oh, he put in the most work. Like he had the most time, and everybody was giving him, like they was saying letting him rock and spend time in the studio and everything and do his thing. But the song is only a 3.5 minute song. He put 4 hours in on a 3.5 minute song just because he synced it up, and it was just dope. It was dope, man.
He was the only one that had a 3 minute. Like his was the only one that long. From the beginning of the song to the end, it was just all Pinky in the brain. And you know their plan is to take over the world.
If I Ruled the World connects to that time in your life, so that's one of your favorite Nas songs. That's number one.
One Mic is number two.
Number two.
One Mic.
That's interesting. So, like the video gets a lot of acclaim. I'm not as big a One Mic's fan as because I think his lyrics are kind of ridiculous on the actual version. And I don't think anybody really pays attention to that because of how the song is structured, and that's like the big takeaway from that song. But okay, number two is One Mic.
And so One Mic is around the time where this is right around the time. This is right before I actually started writing my rhymes. So this is right around the time where I was like really freestyle. I was freestyling heavy, and I was getting in a lot of ciphers. And it was just that beat was just it was like batting practice. It was just real. It was a real mellow. I just need one mic. You know what I'm saying? It was a smooth ass record. So I just like the beat and I vibe with it. I'm like, man, I really like this song. So that's number two. Number three also comes off that album. Rewind. It's number three for me. Clearly, we know that's a dope concept, huh?
Yeah, and that's why Stillmatic is a classic. But
okay.
Move forward.
I won't say all that, but
it is. But you can explain.
Do I have to stick? So let me ask you a question. Do I have to stick to Nas albums for it to count?
No, not at all.
Okay. At all. So my number 4 Nas song, or it's a feature, is John Blaze. Fat Joe had Nas, Jada.
That's what's up. Okay, yeah, that was a dope record. I still listen to that record. Yeah,
that's one of my favorite collab. That's one of my. So that will be on my collab. That's another list. See, this is what we do. We start going one way, go another way. We're gonna do a collab list too.
I mean, that one and Banned from TV kind of came out around the same time. Those are like two of the dopest ones.
Yeah,
you can actually name off the top of your head.
So that's number 4. Number 5. My number 5 Nas song. I want to. Is it You Owe Me? Nah, I was joking.
Yeah,
it's not You Owe Me. I was joking. Why would it be You Owe Me? That would not be number 5. Cut it out.
You know what? Well, you listen to Ja Rule, so I don't know what you got in your head sometimes.
Yo, listen. We're not going to listen. Don't ever mention Nas and Ja Rule's name when we talk about making hits. Nas wish he can make the hits Ja Rule made. So we ain't gonna get into that. New York State of Mind is number 5.
Okay.
That was a dope record. New York State of Mind.
It's one of it's a dope record. It's one of the dopest New York hip hop records of all time. Might have been the dopest record that came out in 1994.
So that's number 5.
It's DJ Premier's top 3, one of his top 3 beats.
Yeah,
like hands down.
Do I have another 5 Nas songs that I can name? I think I'll start with 5 only because
you didn't say street dreaming.
That, like I said, I don't want to list that one as number 6, but then don't have 4. And who does a top 6 list? That's weird, right? That's weird.
Right? No, you got it. No, okay.
So but that is one of my favorites. I wonder if people are still allowed to. I wonder if people still allowed to listen to that song.
Street Dreams.
Yeah, I wonder if they're still allowed to listen to it. Because everybody's with this whole cancel culture. Nobody listens to R. Kelly music anymore.
But it's not R. Kelly like alluding to having sex with young girls in that actual particular record. It's not. I don't. On the grind. It's not like you're
Whoa. He don't talk about doing that for the young girls or any of those records. What are you talking about?
Bro, if you listen to the lyrics, bro, like, and you think about what he was actually doing.
Oh my god! Oh my goodness! So that means the police should just go lock up every rapper ever then. If y'all like, I don't understand when people do that. Then the police should go and lock up every rapper.
I want to go to genius.com. I don't want to go to genius.com and just bring up a R. Kelly record. But I'm just saying, my body's telling me no, but you know, if I'm telling me yes, my mind's telling me no.
Hold up. He could be in a relationship. He could be talking about a married woman. He could be talking about a whole bunch of things that would prevent him from being involved with a woman, not just because she's underage. But it fits a narrative. That's all.
We know his life, and that's why. But people say the same thing about Janae Aiko. Like, her new songs is talking about, you know, this, that, and the other thing. But we know she's talking about Big Sean. So we just, that's, you know, it is what it is. It's the context at the end of the day. At the end of the day, street dreams. All he's saying is street dreaming. That's all he's talking about. It has no correlation to young girls. That's what I'm saying. Anyway.
I love the hook.
Yeah, no, it's dope. It's a dope take on the original. The original's cool, but I think the remix is way better. And the video's cool.
You know what? Now that I think about it, I can do it because I think I can get 10. I'm gonna shoot for 10. So Street Dreams is not number 6. Number 6 is Phone Tap. That was a dope record. Matter of fact, that's number 5. New York State of Mind is number 6.
Yikes. Okay.
Yeah, because when Phone Tap came out, I thought the firm was gonna be a problem.
Yeah.
I got your phone tap. So what you gonna do? Because sooner or later it's going. That was hard. Yeah. Dr. Dre was messing with East Coast with the East Coast at that time.
That's a dope record. Absolutely.
So that's 6. That's 5. New York State of Mind is 6. Street Dreams 7. I'll put Hate Me Now at 8. I like Hate Me Now. I like Hate Me Now. I like. I'm not. Like at the. I mean, I don't know. I don't know how it would stand up right now, but at the time, I like the record.
Up. I just listened to it. It stands up. It's not like.
I'll put Ether at 8. I clown Nas in that song because I felt like listen, I like the song for his. He's like, how long have we been waiting for a rapper to finally address Jay to the point where he had to, answer back and all that stuff? Like, Jay would not respond to a lot of people, so for him to actually respond to this one meant a lot. So Brian is channeling this in a derail right now.
Hold on a second, bro. Hey. Huh? You hungry? Oh, my bad. All right.
I'm drinking hot Powerade right now.
I didn't cook this thing. All right. My bad. I'll figure something out. Okay. All right. My bad. We'll get back to it. I'll cut that out.
So Ether,
my bad. Yeah.
I think the beat is overhyped because of the Tupac sample. The Tupac sample makes the beat go. It's what gets the reaction out of the audience.
Right.
I thought he wasn't lyrical in the song at all. But the hook, I like the way he flowed in the hook. That's what I really liked about the song. The flow in the hook is what I liked. But the corny rhymes, like you Tybo ho, you 36 in a karate class, like he was like the stuff that he was saying in this song, he would have got fired up in the hood. Like you can't like who'd you come up with Jonah like that, bruh? Like he was saying some corny stuff, right?
No, it was No, I agree. I'm a Nas fan. I thought he
Girls laughed at you. You was ugly. You didn't smile. What? What are you talking about?
No. Yeah, no, it's a weak record. If you listen to it, like I don't like the beat. It's underwhelming. Like the drums aren't hard. Like that synth sound is whack to me. There's a whole bunch of things about that record that I don't understand why it went so hard. That was so over so well, but it is what it is. People was nice to hear somebody hit Jay-Z over the head, and finally.
That's what it was.
But yeah, no. So you said 8.
So number 9 is Made You Look.
Okay.
I thought I wasn't really rocking with Nas, so for me to listen to that record meant a whole lot. It's because the beat was so New York hip hop.
Right.
Hip hop. Whoosh. Made You Look. I really like that one, so I'll put that at number 9. Number 10. Oh. What will I say is number 10? I think I'm gonna have to be recent with number 10, and I'm gonna go off of the DJ Khaled joint.
Nas album done?
Yeah.
Okay.
That'll be number 10 for me.
That's what's up. It's a dope record.
Or do I could have been lazy and said Black Republicans with Hove.
Yikes. That's very different. No. The better song is the one that's off of American Gangster.
You think so?
Yeah. That's like no question.
Yeah.
No question.
It was one of the weakest songs on the album.
Yeah.
So there you have it. That's my Nas top 10. Now, if I had to do any other, I actually like the Nas feature on Magnum Carta Holy Grail more than the one on American Gangster though.
So what?
I said I like the Nas feature on Magna Carta Holy Grail more than I like on American Gangster.
That's another dope record. I don't hate that record. I just don't like the Black Republican beat. Is they rap? I mean, it's Jay-Z and Nas. They're gonna rap, so it's what it is. But I don't. It just was real underwhelming. I want to hear triumphant drums. I want to hear some, something real underneath them when they rap. And that's what. And I'm blanking on the name of the actual record. The joint on American Gangster is. Excuse me. All right, so you want me to produce my two top records off each Nas album. Is that something I should do right now, or should I hold off on that?
Hold off. You can hold off. But you do realize you haven't given me homework yet, though, right? And the song is. You know what? I take it back. I think I do like Success more. I like Success more. Yeah.
I was blanking on the name. Yes. I have that. I would, if I was putting together, if I had a Jay-Z Nas top 3 or whatever, how many songs they done, that would be the number 1.
Okay.
Yeah, Success is dope. It's super dope. Jay's ear is 100 times better than Nas. And so we've come to find out. But hold on a second, bro.
Yeah, old fries.
How can I help you? How you doing? Can I get a 10-piece nugget? What kind of sauce? Can I get one honey mustard, one barbecue? Okay. There you go. Thank you. Can I get the meal?
The beauty of the podcast is that we can edit this out. I can't edit Brian putting his McDonald's order in off the live stream.
Thank you. All right, give me a second real quick.
You want to go get something to eat? You want to ride up?
All right.
That's the original premise. Sometimes we are not together though. There are times when we're in the car. I've been in the car for 2 or 3 episodes.
Yeah, I have to jump into work real quick. Let me get this food, get back on the other side, and I don't know. Homework for you. All right, I'll think about that, and then I'll try to.
All right. So, since Brian hasn't finished his homework assignment yet on Nas, let's talk about this. Yeah. Let's talk about this Jay Electronica album, or this Jay-Z featuring Jay Electronica album, or let's talk about Joe Budden versus Jay Electronica.
all of that.
So, where do you stand, Brian?
What's it? Written Testimony. That's what the name of the album is called. I did pass it. I mentioned it in passing on my individual vlog pod, whatever it's called. It's a Jay-Z record featuring Jay Electronica. To me, Jay-Z starts the record, the album, and he delivers the most impactful verses on the album.
So, for me, it was an original pass. I passed on it, and I said, I was driving. I was on my way to work. I didn't get a chance to listen to it. So I'm like, I'm listening to it again. And after I listened to it again, I was even more disappointed.
Wow.
Why am I more disappointed? Because it's like Jay Electronica managed to make me not want to listen to a Jay-Z album. That should not be possible. There has every whole, even as bad as Kingdom Come got dragged by the public, I can listen to Kingdom Come. I'll listen to Kingdom Come right now over this written testimony. Yeah. Come on, man. It was boring. It had a couple good records, but nothing that I'm going to add to a mix. It was nothing I was going to pull away from the album. Didn't say, okay, I'm going to put this over here in this category so I can play this song. No. And then it was and it wasn't, what's worse, it's the same thing with Nas. It's not that he can't rap. It's that's makes it even worse. You can't be having people who you rap better than make better songs than you.
Right.
You
Well, this is what I feel you. I only listened to it once. I definitely want to get another chance at it. There was joints where he was spitting that Jay was spitting that I'll definitely come back to, because I think this is the best rap performance of Jay-Z's since Blueprint 2.
Okay.
And over consistent. Not saying that there's, because I love 444. There's 444. But Jay Electronica, he can rap, of course. He's a monster. But I just think he hit the same notes. He kept hitting the same concepts. Listen,
I just don't like rappers that do a lot of rapping and ain't saying nothing, bruh. When you say, you just saying a bunch of stuff. So I feel like if I was hearing him, I'd be like, so what?
Right.
What is your musical impact, bruh? Like, say don't even put the lyrics you writing. Don't say it on the beat. Just go to some poetry slam and get snaps, bruh. Let somebody snap at what you saying. Make Facebook posts. You know what I'm saying? Being impactful that way. Stop making records if you ain't about to make me move. Like, you're not about to make me feel some type of way. That type of that brand of rap don't appeal to me, and I feel like it does a disservice to people who you know what I'm saying, look for lyrics, because it's like, yo, lyrics, right? But lyrics ain't gonna get no spins because nobody want to hear it. Now, listen, you can say, oh, that line went over your head, this go over your head, that go over your head. Is that my fault? Like, cause I'm not dumb. So if you saying stuff and there's no relation, then that further tells me I don't want to listen to what you're talking about. Right? Like, come on. Like, what makes, like, what are you doing in the song that makes me want to go and say, what is he talking about? It's like if a rapper, you know what I'm saying, if a rapper that's braggadocio and they're talking about a bunch of brands that I've never heard of. If they spitting some dope lyrics and the song is good, I'm gonna be like, I'm gonna go and find out what they're talking about. I want to see what that watch look like. Or I never heard of that car. I want to go see what that car look like. I want to look into what they're talking about. Like, Jay Electronica doesn't make me want to look into what he's talking about. And I don't think he doesn't have the clout to make me want to do that anyway. Like, if Hove is spitting stuff and make me, you know what, I want to find out what Hove talking about. Hove has blood in the game. Jet, like I said in the last one, what does Jay Electronica have but his name amongst other artists?
Not much. I can say that. So I have more of a tolerance to listen to bars than you do without the hook. The catchiness that you need to make an actual joint. I get that. Understand that, but I don't need it. So that wasn't as much the problem as I don't want to hear. I just don't want to hear the science for 8 joints, and I don't want to hear it for 8 joints when I never heard you before. I don't know you, Slim. Like, you had one joint.
Wait. First, you start off by like secretly disrespecting me, and then say the same thing I said. It's like you call me a radio. You basically call me a radio hit whore. You a whore for the radio hit. You like commercial music. I don't like commercial music. I like underground rap. And then you basically said the same thing I said. Who are you to make me want to listen to it?
No, not what I said. I said my ear can extend past me and this. You want bars, but you want bars with the four bar. You bar hook, you know what I mean?
You know what it is for me, Brian? You know why I think I still need the entertainment value in a rap record, even if it's a lyrical or a lyricist bringing it to me, is because of, like, you come from like underground hip hop rap, and like you were just, the majority of the music that you listened to was rap when you were younger. That's where you come from, right?
Yeah.
Like, I come from soul and funk, and it's all melodic, it's all catchy. Even if it's great writing, you have to give you gotta put the honey in the medicine.
Yeah, no, I agree. I hear you, and that's a perfectly fine perspective to have. I'm not trying to disrespect that perspective. I'm just saying I don't need that. The entertainment value for me is trying to find the simile, trying to find the metaphor, connecting with those things. So, and you know what I mean, it works sometimes and it doesn't work other times.
Yeah,
It's too weak. It doesn't matter. I mean, how many the bars you have. or whatever. You know what I mean? If it doesn't sound good, if you don't sound good over a beat, that doesn't, you know what I mean? It doesn't make me want to listen to it again. That's another thing. The beat's weak. I don't want to hear it again. You know what I mean? So there's a grace I have between that you don't have. Yours is smaller than mine. That's all I was saying. I understand what you were saying, and I think that's perfectly reasonable take to have with this album. Because it's kind of like what the Joe Budden take that I guess that Jay had an issue with and took to Twitter about. You know what I mean? Like it's you didn't handle skin in the game, so now you're here and you get the biggest artist ever. To co-sign you, like he already had co-signed, but now he's on the whole record with it. He's on a whole album with you. You can't even like get a whole album done without him.
So
that's crazy.
So that angle, what do you think about that angle? Do you feel like when I'm listening to it, I'm thinking like, did he just not have the material?
Oh, it's been 10 years. You don't have the material? That's crazy.
That's what I'm saying. Like, do you think it was a matter of not have? So, okay, this is why I say that. I know for me, like, I could never have been a solo artist because I would have never, like, it would have taken me forever to put together enough material.
Right.
Because of the way I used to, when I first started rapping, when I would write, like I got the hook. Don't worry, I got the hook. I get that out the way. I was A1 on the hooks. Cause I did it from a traditional standpoint of you get a beat, you have a concept in mind, you write a hook about it, and then you write your verses. Well, I felt like a lot of the mixtape rappers can write 80 bars, and now they trying to create a song backwards mentally because now they all think about verses, but they don't realize like, yo, you got to springboard from the hook, from the concept of the song. And that's why a lot of rappers needed the super producers because super producers came with the beat and the hook. And all you got to do is put 16s to it. But for me, I would always write it. I would have the hook and then I would like have a 16 and my challenge was instead of putting my conceptual opinion on a song in one verse, how do I go from doing one verse and now making it 2 or 3 verses my overall opinion on the song, my perspective on the song. So having Breeze and then having Tony, it made it, it handicapped me in a way. So it's like I don't have to worry about it because I know the beat is gonna be fire, the hook gonna be fire. They're gonna definitely jump in on this. So all I gotta do is worry about writing one, and I just gotta have my 16 just gotta be sharp enough where it's gonna hold up. But as we grew as artists, and just I'm like Ty's more of he's more rap. Like if like he's more likely to listen to a rap hook where the hook is even rapped. Whereas me, I would more so lean towards melody in the hook. So a lot of the songs that I wrote hooks for had more melody. And you can listen to our songs and you'd hear a lot of the melodies would be from hooks that I came up with because I hear the melodies in the songs and I would listen to the beats and that's how I would make a lot of my hooks. I would just play around with melody and it's just like another instrument played in the song. That's how I would make my hooks. It'd be melody. So after that started happening, like, a lot of melody comes from R&B. You talking about girls, da. I don't mind talking about, at the time, I'm saying Verso was all about the ladies. So it was easy for me to be mentally and rap about, I'm saying, experience with ladies or taking somebody's girl or even being, you know what I'm saying, heartbreak or breaking somebody's heart and not wanting to do it. All those things, because I've been listening to it my whole life, so I didn't necessarily have to go through it. I could just, put myself in the shoes of Babyface, but instead of being an R&B crooner, I'm a rapper. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Mm-hmm.
So I ended up having a lot of these songs just sitting there, and I would have a verse, and I'd be waiting for Ty, and you know what I'm saying, and then Tony was gone, so it's like, all right. So I just started penning more. So I would just, like, after a while, I would just, like, another angle would come in my mind, and so then that came to a point where I was like, okay, now I can start writing 2 and 3 verses, right? So that, and then I ended up getting my first EP off of that just out of necessity. So me having songs by myself was purely out of necessity. It was never the desire to ever have not even one song just by myself. So
I mean, but even okay, that's like, even to go back to history, like the first joint y'all did was you and Ty together. So that's cool. That's understandable. First time we really, I heard Jay Electronica's name because he was, smashing Erykah Badu.
right.
But before I heard a song of his, but the first song we hear is Exhibit A or C, whichever one that comes out first. Dog, and he crushes that. So he's a solo artist. So if you don't have the wherewithal, the skills to put together an album by yourself, that is part of the getting put on the GOAT list. That okay, he's top 50, he's top 25, he's top 10. Like, you need to be able to do that, and it's cool to have that connection with Jay and get Jay to rap that well. Like I think Jay pushed himself because he knew he had to rap after or before Jay Electronica, and that's cool and all, but what all you were was like a pace car for Jay-Z.
Yeah,
and I don't think that makes a good album. You know what I mean? And I think Joe Budden called it out correctly. And just because you and your feelings about it don't make you correct.
What was the headline for Joe Budden's take? He was like,
he smoked. Jay-Z smoked his.
No, he said he slapped him around. He said he got slapped around by Jay-Z on his own album.
Right. I mean, when people tell the truth, it is what it is. You know what I mean? But I had to go back and listen. I'm not gonna say like he got smacked around this, that, and but I heard like A1J and I heard Jay Electronica saying the same thing he said on Exhibit C and stuff, but not as good. You know what I mean? I don't know how to put that across.
Did you catch Joe Budden's podcast with
Absolutely.
You saw it?
Yeah.
That episode went exactly the way I expected it to go. I expected Roy and Maul to cape for Jay Electronica.
I mean, yeah. Like Maul has this like really politically correct when he's talking about albums or music or artists or even players. I guess the people that he interacts with all the time. He has this real political correct, stance or easy stance, and he gets what he wants across real diplomatically, and I can feel that.
Yeah,
but
he's the you. He's the you.
Okay. Okay, that's cool. But it takes somebody like Joe or whatever to actually say what it is to make some waves, man, and get some things done. I think.
afraid to come on camera?
Yeah. I look like this.
Look like what?
Like I just got off work.
Me too.
No, you got a cute hat on.
That's it. You could have put a hat on if you feel like it was just a hat. You're my heart, you're my soul. You got so much control. My love runs deeper than the ocean and sea. But if you walk away, you take the centerpiece of me. Don't leave me, girl. Please stay with me tonight. Don't leave me, girl. Please stay with me tonight. No, baby, no, baby, no, baby. No, no, no. If you take your love away from me, I'll go crazy. I'll go insane. Oh. Waiting for here we go. Waiting for it. Sorry, I thought y'all was gonna get a guest appearance from Lucy in front of the camera, but she ain't wanna get in front of the camera today. Yeah. I should turn it around on
That's rude.
but I'm not gonna do that though.
And we're back.
And we're back. All right. So
pick it up from Jay Electronica.
being as you know what, being as though we both gave a pass on this album, we damn sure gave it a good 20 minutes to say why we passed on it. And even in that, someone's gonna be like, oh y'all some haters. God damn. You can't win.
No, you can't. But at the end of the day, it's like, why are they giving it like the thumbs up? Is it because Jay-Z was on it? Is it because you love the song from 10 years ago? Or are you just basing it on the merits of that actual project that came together? You know, each his own.
So the views that we've gotten so far on our YouTube, out of all of the stuff that's been all of the content, that is the only I got the most thumbs down for my I got the most thumbs down. But I don't have any comments yet, and you know YouTube don't let you see who gave you the thumbs up, thumbs down to ask them why they rapped on. So I'm curious as to who gave me thumbs down and why. Is it because I wasn't feeling the Jay Electronica? Was it my shirt? Was it because I was okay with people cracking jokes about the pandemic? What was it? Talk to me, y'all.
That's funny.
What didn't you like?
That's funny.
What didn't you like?
I thought your comment, not little comment, but your comments on the pandemic was. I mean, I like the joke. I laugh at this stuff too. I mean, but
you gotta laugh. It doesn't mean you. I mean, listen, and we're not gonna get too far into it, but just on that aspect, like, yo, you laughter is great. It doesn't. You can laugh and still be serious about stuff. You can still be taking stuff serious. Like I've just never subscribed to that logic of, oh, you playing around. It's a serious thing. Okay, so what? Shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna crack my joke and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Right.
the teachers that I got the most knowledge out of was the ones who actually had humor. You know,
Yeah.
I'm not like I said the other day. I'm not supporting like just idiot logic. Like, oh, I'm good. Like people who actually saying it, not the whole you're immune stuff. Those were funny. You know what I'm saying? Those were hilarious. You know what I'm saying? I'm following a few people who just post them back to back to back. Like, yo, I feel like, and the thing about what's funny is that we all follow people on social media who post something, and none of these people who have original content, like, like all the people that you follow, how many of those people you think are posting original content, original memes? Like they came up with these dead jokes they firing off.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not even about people trying to be funny and you laugh at them. It's about, hey, I saw this. This was funny. I'm sharing this joke. You know what I'm saying? So it's like it's the spirit is different versus somebody just sitting up here trying to crack the joke all the time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I'd much rather somebody post a meme and let me get the joke rather than it be somebody like verbally trying to retell somebody else's funny joke and then, you know what I'm saying, and then coming off flat like I didn't see what was funny because you're just not a funny person.
Coming off like they actually believe what they're talking about. Like some people, some of these people are like they'll say something and like nobody gets the sarcasm. They don't really see if it's a joke, but then everybody there's bammers that's gonna agree with that joke and not think it's a joke. Like, oh, that was probably a joke, bro. I'm not gonna the 5,000 other people that retweeted it or liked it. I don't think they thought it was a joke. They agree with you.
So
that's crazy.
when you have a significant other, you find what irritates them on social media. So one thing I can definitely say irritates Lucy is when she has people who she follow who rather than reposting the stuff they got it from, they like post it like they created it. Like that irritates her all the time. Like she points that out all the time. So I wouldn't want anybody to do that. That's like if I saw that you did that, I would call you out on it. But the thing about it is like me and her are different. Like that's not her lane. She's not confrontational. I mean, I'm not saying she's going back away from it, but me, I'm a troll. I will troll you all day long. So yeah, relentlessly. Like what we gonna do? We gonna wreck? We're not gonna wreck. You know what I'm saying? So I like let's do this. You're not about you live in Georgia somewhere. You're not about to come out here. I'm not about to go out there. So we're gonna type this gangster stuff all day long for nothing. So I'm not even gonna type gangster stuff. I'm gonna just be cracking jokes while you getting tough and mad. I just be cracking the jokes, letting them fire off. And then the thing about it is, the madder people get, and the funnier my jokes get, the more other people laugh at them, and they get mad, and then they start aiming at other people. You know, back in the day when you getting fired on so bad you can't join the person who's joining on you, so you start joining the people that's laughing. Like, what you laughing at? I know you not laughing. Now I am laughing. So, to speed past this, let's get into some good stuff. Since we haven't had any NBA news since the NBA is suspended right now, the NFL definitely took that ball and ran with it.
Absolutely. I mean, and that's when they shine as bright as they do is when the Super Bowl happens, is their off season. So yeah, first day of free agency, Monday.
All right, so give me your biggest move, biggest surprise, and dumbest move. What you got?
The biggest move and the biggest surprise was the same thing.
Was it?
Yeah, Tom Brady to the Bucks. I didn't think that he was going to the Bucks.
Okay.
Like at first I was like, man, like I don't believe that he's going to leave the New England Patriots. But then when he said so, I was like, oh wow. So maybe the Chargers, maybe somebody else that has a good defense.
So where'd you think he was going, if not the Bucks?
I thought the Chargers. I really did. I thought he was gonna replace Phillip Rivers, but Chargers makes Chargers. The Bucks make sense. He has Mike Evans. He has Chris Godwin. He has
OJ Howard.
He can make OJ Howard really a standout. They might need a running back, but it's a good team right there. Offensively, I didn't keep up with them enough to know how good they are defensively. They're probably okay. They won some games, even though Jameis threw 30 interceptions with his 30 touchdowns. So
30 for 30.
Yeah. And shout out to Jameis. I think he's getting people are trying to trash him like, dog. He's been 16 or 17 other players backups. I can't believe he can't get a backup job in the NFL. But anyway, yeah, that was my biggest.
He threw 30 picks, bro.
Yeah.
There's no defending that.
No, there's no. 30 picks is 30 picks. I'm not going to say that he deserves to get an automatic starting spot, but he could play in the NFL. I'm not going to take that away from him. But the biggest, the suckiest move, the trash move, was the Texans trading D-Hop to Arizona for nothing. Not nothing. David Johnson, a running back, which running backs in itself value is low, and David Johnson that can't stay healthy.
They got a second round pick too.
They got a second round pick and they swapped fourths or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't think that's value for D-Hop. I just don't. But so I don't think that was a trash move.
Well, so giving your opinion on Trent Williams, and if the Redskins were to be able to get a second round pick for Trent Williams, and you'd be satisfied with that based on the deteriorated relationship with him and the organization.
Yeah, and that he sat out a year. And
even before, no, because you would have felt that way last year.
Yeah, because then he had 2 years on his deal.
So you sort of have to use that same logic in looking at this. I mean, I understand the surprise, like, oh wow, I didn't see that coming. But as far as it being that, to me, that was the biggest surprise, but it wasn't the dumbest move because they clearly had a rift that wasn't going to be repaired. So clearly Michael Irvin came out and said that he had talked to him, and he said that O'Brien said some things about him personally, about his, having baby mamas and them being around the team and or whatnot. And I didn't see the actual tweets from D-Hop downplaying it, but the gist of his, I guess, tweets was saying that it was being overblown and they are all good. Yo,
he said that exactly.
What you not gonna do is compare me to Aaron Hernandez.
Yeah.
A convicted murderer.
Yeah, it's fine.
And talk about listen, even if they're not with me, they're the mother of my children.
Right.
So what you not finna do is say one word about them. Right. Don't even mention their names. Don't bring them up. Nothing. It has nothing to do with what I do when I line up. When we play 11 on 11 and I'm on the outside getting touchdowns and not dropping passes, don't mention my kids, don't mention my family, don't mention none of that. So where's the downplaying it? Where's the good relationship? Unless he called you and apologized after the fact. Because I think he handled it nice, because some people would have said, bro, I'll slap 5 from you for talking about my family.
And he might have said that, but then that's why he's gone. And that's why they took such a low value. You see what happens a couple of days after that. Steph Diggs gets a haul for him. and he had discrepancies with the organization. But yeah, no, D Hop, I do believe that happened. I do believe Michael Irvin got that story from D Hop. D Hop says he overblew the situation, blew it out of proportion or whatever it was. But I don't
I
think it's blown out of
so
proportion. I think that's he recited it just like it was. And the reason why D Hop tries to put a blanket over it is because the game is about relationships. He
yeah,
wants to make money. He wants an extension.
he doesn't want
And
the Cardinals to think
yeah,
that what happened behind closed doors doesn't stay behind closed doors. But the thing about it
right,
is, those type of things shouldn't be. That's the problem. That's a problem with power in the world where people
yeah,
abuse it. Like, listen,
right,
the thing, if his accounts are correct and what he said was said to him and the way he was treated, those things shouldn't be kept behind closed. That's no different from any of these other things, part of the Me Too movement, all that stuff. Whereas you have the issue, like listen, I'm not a woman. I can't speak on how the woman should feel. So I won't. But what I will say is, to me, how it affects me, it's not about whether or not these women are taken advantage of. It's the power. The fact that you feel like you have power over somebody's career, power over their life, and you're taking advantage of it. And that's where it involves men, because we go through the same thing where we get put in. We're in professions where things are like people are wronging people, and we can't say anything out of fear of our own careers. Like, I'm pretty
right,
sure some man has seen that one of these dudes was treating these women wrong, and they know that they couldn't say anything because they got mouths to feed.
mm-hmm,
You know what I'm
mm-hmm,
saying?
right,
Like with Terry Crews, when the dude reached and grabbed this situation. Like, people clown him all they want, but as a black man, I'm 5'7". You know what I'm saying? I'm at my prime, I'm 5'7.5", 180. I ain't never been 6'3", 250 all muscle, right?
right,
But
right,
even being me for 15 years having dreadlocks, I know how people look at me. They looking for me to be the menace. They looking for me to be the bad guy. So if it's a party with a bunch of people who don't look like me, and somebody comes up to me who looks like them, who has a name or don't even have a name, but if you see a black man and a white dude get into an altercation, and I'd have slid him, I'd have immediately looked like the bad guy. Nobody, no,
yeah,
nobody. What page? The front page would have been bad guy T knocks white Asian on his ass. He's in a
right,
coma.
right,
Now on page 6 would have been agent reaches for disgruntled celebrity's penis. It would have never made front
mm-hmm,
page. So Terry Crews, being a muscular big dude, would have choked this dude up and thrown him across the room. Nobody would have wanted to believe why he did it. They'd have been like, damn, look at this angry black guy.
right.
And what people don't understand, like when we went to Vegas that one year and we stayed at MGM Grand, I'm gonna put MGM Grand on blast. I said I wasn't gonna talk about them no more, but I'm gonna put them on blast right now since we on air, right? So
I got eight. Hold on, wait.
okay.
Um, cause what's show?
Oh, I thought you was putting a pause on me because you had a NDA with him or something.
No. I need to reestablish this link because Anchor was acting strange, and I didn't want you to go into that without.
Okay.
I knew it was going to get recorded or whatever. Let me send it to you real quick. Drop off of this drink real quick.
Sorry, I had to readjust. Had a baby went to sleep, so I turned the light on. I had these bright lights all shining on. Something in my little pocket right now. So I know she sliced me when she got me that authentic, you know what I'm saying, autographed John Wall jersey a couple years ago, and then framed it for me. So I know that's my guy.
You,
We back in the building.
all right, my bad. You was about to get into the MGM. I forget what the analogy was.
Okay,
Putting on it.
so real quick, it just ties into just power people
Oh,
have, and I was basically just leaning towards that perception and how we always had as black men have to be cognizant of how we're perceived even
mm-hmm.
in the face of adversity, even when we are the wronged party.
Right.
So so we usually stayed, you know what I'm saying, we moved around when we go to Vegas. We go to Vegas every year, and we've been to the Cosmo. We've done this. We've done the cool Cosmo spot. We've done budget friendly stuff like Harris, Bally's, and then we went with this our biggest group at the time. It was like 7 of us. We had a couple people who hadn't been to Vegas before, so we stayed at the MGM Grand.
Right.
And when the way we book it, we booked 2 rooms, and the 2 rooms were supposed to be conjoined rooms,
Right.
right?
Mm-hmm.
Conjoined rooms. Now, I had the line on another hotel that had the conjoined rooms the way we wanted to, but we was like, MGM Grand got the name, so it's like, all right, cool, we gonna do MGM Grand. We got it was a solid deal. It's on the strip, and when we get in the hotel, number one, they didn't book our hotel rooms correctly, so they didn't have it where we're both connected to each other, and the clerk made an error with one of our credit cards
Right.
that caused a double charge, and
Oh my God.
and right, it was a double charge, and because the way some people's the way some people bank accounts are set up, you have to let them know before
You
you.
got a savings and a checking.
Well, no, not that. That's cute, but no. You know how some people have it where you
No,
like.
I was with you. I know, but I was there.
Well, I'm
It
trying to
was
explain it
crazy.
for the people who not there, right? So,
Got
you have it where like if you're going to make an international purchase, if you're going to be traveling, you have to let your bank account or the bank know so that they can approve the payments, so that they can protect you from fraud, because they want to prevent it versus, I'm saying, trying to recoup that money.
right,
It's understandable. So
right,
because of this, we were going seven deep, and we needed it was so many rooms and so much money. I let the bank know ahead of time, this is what we were spending on this day, and then going forward you can release payments or whatnot. And when we went to the when we went to the concierge, they messed up on the transaction, and she had to charge me again. And
yeah,
it was a Thursday, but for some reason it was the time difference, so the bank was closed, so I couldn't get anybody on the phone. And
hmm
and what should be a simple solution, and it was, listen, we all make, we're not, nobody's a millionaire, but all of us make, uh a good amount of money, to where any one of us could have handled the situation as we did. But the problem is, what you have in the lobby is seven black men, well, one Latino, but you know what I'm saying, seven
right,
black men,
right,
and people standing in line waiting to get their rooms. And to the naked eye, you just see some black guys trying to get rooms, and they don't got no money.
right,
So you got people saying, you know, we worked in the industry where it's like you got run it again, this, that, and third, like your car declined, right? And
right,
it's like I'm getting pissed. I'm number one. I'm beyond pissed for the fact that she messed up in the first place. Then
right,
for the manager to come out and to sort of like not give us the benefit of the doubt. I'm not saying give us a room for free or anything like that. We gonna handle it, but just the tone was, he saw seven black dudes and judged us immediately.
right,
And this is the first time I'd been treated like this in Vegas. We stayed in so many places, and just atmosphere wise, the Cosmo shits on MGM Grand. The
yeah,
rooms look better. The hotel is just better. Shits on it. Right?
right.
We could have
I
stayed
agree.
there. But it was just, I bring that up because I was like, yo, all I kept thinking was, I don't want to start this vacation off fucking it up for six other people, because I feel like I'm about to be looked at as the angry black dude. You know
hmm
what I'm saying? One thing I love about Vegas, and everybody knows, because Vegas is like one of the only places you can go where everybody's on vacation. So when you're around other people on vacation, I mean, everybody's cool and everybody chilling. It's not a high stress, not a tense area. I mean, you know what I'm saying? That's
For
what
the
you
most
leave at
part,
home.
for the most part. Yeah, and people get drunk and it gets weird sometimes, but yeah, for the most part,
That's day three.
yeah,
but it was embarrassing. And
yeah,
then
no doubt.
it was just, it was after that, it was just never, I was just like, I'm never going to stay here again, ever.
Yeah, nah, I was there. MJ Gym was my first the first Reagan sip I took, so it was kind of
It was your second.
My bad, the second. And it was terrible. That left a sour taste in all of our mouths. It kind of like disrupted the cash flow, even though we did handle it. Even though they kind of like we had to pay again for it left a sour taste in all of our mouths, especially the people that had to put up some extra bread just to cover it.
Yeah.
And it was yeah, man. And you don't want to come off that way. You never. It's hard. This is how you walk around as a black man, is trying to figure out when you can like go off for real. Some people,
it's almost never
don't have that filter. Some people don't have that filter, and they get what they get out of life, and some people don't, and some people do. And I think, man, that was one of those times maybe we probably could have and went somewhere else or something. But
so,
at the end of the day, we salvaged what we had.
So this is what was going through my mind. It's I'm the host for this group gathering. I have people who've never been around each other before. I have people who've been. This is their first experience. This is at least 3 or 4 of their first experience. At least 2 or 3 of their first experience there. I'm trying to make sure it's the best because I want to continue to do this. I want them to be a part of this in the future. So I want them to have confidence in me. So if you know what I'm saying, my biggest concern was that these my brothers would not have confidence that I know what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? That I'm the one who made the mistake and put them in this situation because from a distance all y'all could see was what the T screw up on. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was pissed off about. You know? And then their pool, the Wet Republic, is that what theirs pool?
Yeah.
Trash.
Something like that. Yeah.
It was trash.
Yeah.
I mean, it has a lot of space and it caters to a certain crowd, but like, yo, compared to some of these other spots, like you can't even have beach balls at Wet Republic. Like, what's a pool party without a beach ball? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, their club bar or whatever. Pool party was subpar. It really was.
And everybody know that's why I go to. I love going to the pool, and I don't get. You can't really have an authentic pool party experience at home because everybody's so cool. Nobody is in the pool. It's either you got to go to a pool with a bunch of little kids. No, thank you. Or you go to a pool and everybody on the outside smoking weed and just being cute. Let's get in the water and have fun. Vegas, people get in the water and have fun. That's what I want to do.
Yeah.
So,
but yeah, man, no, your story is apt because D-Hop I think was just trying to not be the angry guy, the disgruntled worker, and he's just trying to have trying to keep his network intact for whatever that's worth. Because I think Bill O'Brien's working on his last legs in Houston. So, but you never know. One of his staff might get a head coach or offensive coordinating job before D-Hop is on his way out.
Yeah. And
that messes up relationships at the end of the day. Maybe he wants to get a wide receivers coach position, or that can scale up to offensive coordinator or whatever. So
he got time. It is what it is. He got time because it's going to take. It takes the black players damn near a whole nother career to get. You know what I'm saying, move up the chain.
Hey man, that's a different podcast. Different podcast. And shout out to Bomani Jones and Louis Riddick and Howard Bryant, everybody that talks about that on the regular. But yeah, man, that's a different podcast. But yeah.
We talk about it too, just not this episode.
Yeah, not this episode. We're definitely talking about it. We've talked about it, but yeah, not this episode.
Just for what's the wide receiver coach's name who just got the head coaching job?
Oh damn!
Exactly. That was my whole point. That was my whole point. Who?
That's crazy.
Everybody said, who? He was a what?
Right.
Wow.
Right.
Hey, but I wish him.
Let I Hilliard. Does I Hilliard get that shot? Come on, guys.
Hell no.
Exactly. All right. So we're moving on. Moving on. So that was the worst move for me. The most surprising move for me. I don't have a big surprise move.
Really? Okay.
Well, no, I'm sorry. That was the same thing. Was Tom Brady leaving kind of surprised me. I didn't think that at the end of the day they would part ways.
Okay.
I didn't think that was hard.
Okay.
The best move might have been Miami getting Byron Jones. I think that might have been the best move.
Okay.
That and Dallas keeping Amari Cooper. I'm trying to think of some of the other moves. Excuse me. But yeah, those are the two that come off the top of my head.
You cleared your throat a couple of times. I saw the post where somebody was tweeting about the chart at their work, where it's like the cough chart. On the cough chart, it's like, and Kiki, the girl Kiki, I guess she had coughed like 10 times. Like, yo, Kiki need to take her ass home.
Some of the CDC need to come down and then see her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I might they might listen to this and say, "Oh man."
All right. So for me, because I want to mention more than two, I'm not going to give the biggest and the. So I think short term, the Bucks are probably the biggest winner. They're probably the biggest winner in the this offseason with landing Tom Brady. But as far as, I mean, I think it'll carry the headlines, and it'll be great cooler water cooler talk. But as far as being the biggest, I would say that the biggest one, I would definitely say that one is the DeAndre Hopkins one is the biggest one to me. Him going to Arizona and playing. I mean, he's already played. He's had experience playing with Watson. Now he's about to go play with Kyler. That should be fun. So that one is the biggest one to me. The biggest surprise was the Vikings re-upping Kirk for two more years extended, throwing some more chicken on top of that.
Okay.
That was the biggest surprise for me.
Okay.
The worst so far, it's clearly you guessing with the worst, right?
Right.
But I'm probably going to give it to Chicago trading for Nick Foles.
Okay.
I mean, I'm just curious as to what their game plan is. Are they done with Mitch Trubisky? Do you want them to compete? Are you signing Nick Foles to be a back? Like, that's what makes it the worst, because a lot of the other pieces, a lot of the other trades make some sense, and this one doesn't make, like, it's not clear cut why. Because clearly, I mean, if you get to choose between Cam Newton and Nick Foles, you take Cam Newton, right? You take Cam. So just I would take Jameis Winston over him right now, only because it's like, even though Jameis Winston thrown through 30 touchdowns, like you said, he still has value. He has more years left to play the game than Nick Foles. Like, how much longer will Nick Foles be here? Right? Like, what are you planning on getting out of him? Like, how does he differ from Mitch to where it's like, okay, he's going to be the one for us? I don't know. So it was bad in that sense.
Right.
Well, the Redskins got saved. The Redskins got saved by loyalty. I love loyalty. I love loyalty, and I love the fact that Amari Cooper was loyal to the Cowboys because he could have taken more money to sign with the Redskins, and everybody's clowning the Redskins. And, oh, he took less money to sign. Don't do that because there's underlining factors as to why a player would do that. It's not just because I don't like this team or I like that team. It's like, number one, he has some chemistry there. He has connection to the team. Right. And he feels like they're building something. They have a more solid running game. They have a more established quarterback. Now, granted, they got a new head coach coming in there, who's a veteran. So they have things that will make you think that they have a better shot at winning right now. Right? They don't have a winning culture. They have a regular season. We get some division titles every other year type. I'm saying if you consider that winning culture, but as far as like winning in the postseason and Super Bowls, no, they don't. But as far as thank you, Amari Cooper, for turning on that money. Thank you, because I don't think signing Amari Cooper to that much money is going to make a difference. Because if you have question, number one, I'm fine with going into the season with Terry as the number one, as long as you bring in a solid number two, or draft another wide receiver. I'm cool with that. I think he will have a breakout year, as long as the quarterback put the ball where it's supposed to go. Right. Bonus, I'm happy to see. We got Fuller back.
Yes.
A few people say we overpaid for him.
10 years for 10 mil is a good. He's a starting quarterback. That's about it.
And he's versatile. I mean, the dude played safety at some point. Like it's normally cornerbacks play safety on the back end of their career when they don't have the burners anymore.
Right. He can go inside, outside, free safety. Byron Jones got 16 and a half. It's not that the market is. I think Kendall is a good value at 10.
The Redskins are winning by losing because they were trying to get Byron. They lost out on him. So that's, instead of spending 16 on him, you get Fuller for 10. Fans already love him. We were mad when he got traded in the first place. So it's cool. Trufant going to the Lions. It's some interesting moves happening. The one thing I'm worried about is the Redskins getting Thomas Davis. He's not
you didn't like that?
I'm not crazy about it. I mean, I can understand where having him reconnect with Ron Rivera and him being able to preach the defensive philosophy to the guys. Mm-hmm. But he's 38, so how much of that is he going to actually be able to do on the field is my concern, especially with the young bulls that the Redskins have on defense. Like they have.
You don't take into account that he had more tackles than any linebacker on the Redskins just last season.
It's not that I don't. It's the fact that playing a position where you are always in contact with somebody, like when you fall off the cliff, it's not gradual.
No, that's fair.
You know what I'm saying? So for
just like running back.
Right. So it's like I don't want it to be a situation where we're getting the fell off the cliff version of him. Like Jason Taylor, his last year in Miami looked good. We got him fall off the cliff year. You know what I'm saying? We got a lot of these guys who are like end of prime thinking we're going to get some value out of him, and that value was like the first game or the second game, and then we've wasted money on this guy. But if Thomas Davis is able to come in and have an effect outside of just being on the field, and they don't put too much financially into him, then it's a win.
Right.
But if you know what I'm saying, mid-season we're like, what was the point of bringing him here? This defense still sucks. These guys don't get it. Then it'd been a waste of time.
Right. Yeah, no, I hear you. And they haven't really done a lot. It's kind of like I kind of analogize it to Tommy Shepard coming in. He's like, he played the fringes, and I think Ron Rivera is kind of playing the fringes a little bit here as well. He's signed a backup tackle, backup guard. Thomas Davis, who knows how much playing time he's actually going to get, but he's a coach on the field, kind of. My guy Disick, I want to say that's his name, but the running back who's just the third down back, catch the ball. And the biggest statement, the biggest get was Kendall Fuller, and I think he's, his best football is to come. So I think
absolutely
that's a big deal. But I think that gets like water gets put on that because he was here and he got traded for Alex Smith, who who's still on the book for 20 whatever how much $1 million it is.
Yeah.
And he's like, oh, he should have never left. So it's cool that we got him, but now we got him at 10 mil. Not that 10 mil is the going rate for base.
Just think about it.
Cornerback. So.
Had we not traded him and he been here to this time and had to get re-signed, and if he'd have still been on his upswing, it might be for more.
Yeah, it probably would have been more just to stay here. So I don't hate that move, and I agree with you to a certain extent. Giving Amari Cooper all that money, I think that changes the outlook of this season. There's no pressure on the season now, but if you did get Amari Cooper, I think there could be just a lot more pressure on not only Haskins but like the whole team to win now.
Yeah,
like you get a guy for $25 million a year. That's a lot of bread. But yeah.
So I asked you where did you think Tom would go, and you said Chargers. Yeah. So that in itself, like I didn't based on what I was hearing, like yeah, you thought that New England had a shot, but it's just a lot of the stuff that we were hearing made it sound like he wasn't going to be in New England next year. He was going to take this opportunity to try to, I guess, prove that he can do it without Bill. And I'm pretty sure Bill wants to show that he can do it without Tom. I thought that Tom Brady would be a Bronco. I thought that the Broncos was going to try to do the same thing they did with Peyton Manning.
Right.
Now, and somebody pointed out, oh, they have Drew Lock. So what?
Right.
They still had Flacco, and guess what happened? They just cut Flacco.
Right.
So they could have done the same thing. Where it's like if you feel like so that means the Broncos probably don't feel like they're just a quarterback away now.
Well, I think you don't know if they're how they're. I don't know if they're what their dead cap space is with cutting Flacco or whatnot, or if they're really trying to just rebuild and start from scratch. And just go with Drew Lock, you know what I mean? And maybe that's not a situation Tom Brady wants to actually go into.
And people point out that he went to Tampa Bay. One thing that you can almost that's almost certain with him playing in Tampa Bay is that he won't play against the Patriots, and maybe that means something. Maybe he got a blessing from Kraft. Like, listen, I just don't want to I don't want to see you coming against us. You know what I'm saying? Like if we beat in the Super Bowl, cool. But if we can avoid that drama, then let's do it.
All right. So a question just off of that is like what you were saying is Bill Belichick wants to prove it without Tom, and Tom wants to prove it without Belichick. Who has the better chance to prove it? Tom or Bill?
Tom.
Yeah,
Tom. Well, as far as him choosing the Bucks, it all depends on. It's now going to depend on what the Patriots do with their offseason. But as far as just Tom going to another team, and it's just in general versus Bill, Now, Bill has the system, right? But yeah, you need systems, and systems matter. But talent also matters. And if Tom goes to a team that has talent and they have like young, hungry guys that are coming of age,
Mm-hmm.
it gives them a shot. And that's
Right.
where he is. He's in Tampa Bay. Like you said, you named that they have some good offensive pieces, something that if something that people take for granted that I'm saying that Tom really didn't have all the time in New England. Now
Right.
he has some weapons, some deep threat weapons. Now it's going to be interesting to see how he performs with them because nobody's ever accused Tom of having the strongest arm,
Mm-hmm.
right? So
Right.
one of those guys is going to have to damn sure be a slot. Like if you give him a slot, somebody who can make the defense pay attention to Tom's, bread and butter,
Mm-hmm.
that'll be key for the Bucks. Having Mike is great because he's a bad boy on the outside. You're gonna make them
Mm-hmm.
pay if you have somebody in the slot that's drawing that attention because Tom's not gonna have to throw he's not gonna need to throw the ball to Mike 10 times a game. And Mike's not gonna need that he's not gonna need to have 10 catches a game to do his numbers. If you got somebody in the slot, you got an OJ Howard, regulating that soft middle, the
Mm-hmm.
safety's gonna be looking, looking, in the backfield and looking up and look who coming over top. There go Mike Evans. So
Right.
it's gonna be an interesting
And yeah, don't forget Chris Godwin's on the other side of Mike Evans there.
absolutely.
And
Absolutely.
and OJ Howard's had a couple disappointing years, so it's kind of like you bring Tom Brady in, and I think you'll find OJ a lot more than Jameis did. Not that, and it'll be a more evenly distributed game. Um, However, that offensive setup,
Yeah.
which will probably be whatever Tom wants to do, is what we're about to do. That's the offense.
I think Bruce is good enough. Bruce Arians is good enough that he can figure it out. I think he can figure it out.
Absolutely.
So I think, but they're also in a division where it's not going to be easy. You're not just going to just line up and win games just because you got Tom Brady now.
Right.
Because you put Tom in a division with somebody that's bad. So and he got his number one, stand on lock for a couple years.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
So the NBA season, right?
Close for business.
Close for business.
Mm-hmm.
It's
March Madness.
It's
close for business.
It's funny to see people speculate about it. And this is one reason why I guess we both sort of agree we're not really going to talk about the NBA season being suspended. But I don't want to talk about the NBA season. I want to talk about the know-it-alls who talk about the NBA season and what's going to happen. I find it amazing that you can have an opinion on what's going to happen when the most informed person involved in the NBA, the commissioner, doesn't know. Right?
Right. And I got into an argument, a back and forth.
Okay.
This guy, I guess, was going back and forth with him. The other guy that I guess I jumped into this sort of conversation was like that it was some type of agenda to close the season and cancel it and then, start new. Because I'm guessing he was a Lakers fan and he wanted to get, have LeBron with it because, rest in peace Kobe, and honor him or whatever. It was just really emotion driven. And I was going back.
These people got to stop this, man. They got to stop it.
What's that?
Like, yo, it's bigger than the Lakers winning the championship.
Yeah. I just thought, first and foremost, if it goes, like, there's money tied up into this. Nobody's going to go past July, whatever it is, to the new league year and not want their new contract, not want money. They don't want to restart. They're not going to restart. Like after a certain point, they're not going to restart the season. They might. What I was saying, and it kind of like cooled down that conversation was, no, I don't believe if this pandemic or whatever is happening keeps affecting, first of all, NBA players, because each team now, it's like it's a domino effect now. It looks like that teams are going, getting positive tests. But anyway, that in June that they're gonna just restart the season, like, and just keep going from there. Like, no, I mean, they might try to do something creative. Adam Silver is a guy that he's a smart guy, so maybe he'll try to do something in June when nothing else is kicking up, and if the curve, we're on this curve, flattens out. But it's not. It doesn't make anybody any money to restart a season whenever they feel like the coast is clear. That doesn't make any sense to me. And that was a weird conversation that I had. But that was like a super Laker fan, and I guess there might be super whatever player, Harden fans or whatever, and feel it's unfair that somebody didn't get the chance for the championship.
Yeah.
Dude, it's not that serious. And there's, oh man, the bad teams are going to get rewarded. Oh, the bad teams get rewarded every year anyway, regardless of who wins the championship. So what difference does that make? Nobody was in danger of making a 30-game swing in the next, 23 games. There's only 23, 25 games left.
It's like, so the Warriors can get healthy. Yeah. The Warriors can get healthy. Somebody said that, if the season come back down, and they got to worry about Clay and Steph. I'm like, bruh, they have 14 wins. Relax.
Right.
They got 14 wins. They would have to win every game on the schedule after that to even sniff the 8th spot.
So, in my opinion, does it matter if the NBA, and maybe I'm biased because I'm a Wizards fan, and Wizards are where they are, but if the NBA said, hey, look, man, we're going to pack it up, start back October next year, I'd be perfectly fine with it. Start your new year, draft. Might not even have a draft night if it's still bad, going into that. And go into your league year and your new league year, and everybody gets their get their money. I just don't I don't get the anger or
it's I mean, you gotta expect some frustration and just people feeling some type of way.
Absolutely.
It just my only thing is I'm okay with you being upset. I'm okay with people being frustrated and wondering, but it shouldn't be directed at any person. Like nobody else, nobody's to blame. Nobody who's making a decision as far as the league is concerned is to blame. If anything, you should be thankful for the decisions, because the decisions they are making affects everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like, thousands of people gather to watch these games.
Right.
And then those thousands of people go around other thousands of people who travel, who live near you, who know, who may give you a high five later on. And then, you know what I'm saying? So they made the right decision. We should just sit back and wait until, we are at a better place from a health standpoint. But one thing that I did think about, I'm like, one thing that could potentially come out of this as far as the way the NBA is affected, I think that this forced break in the season will lend itself to that format that they were talking about.
That little tournament inside the season.
The end season tournament, because I believe I think that gives them a break, and it just having a shift in the season to change, just shake up because it's the 82 game season. There's the monotony that sits in, because it's just like you just some teams just like, all right, we're gonna be there, and some teams not gonna be there, and it's just game after game, and you take games for granted. And it's like when we looking at the schedule and we say, all right, who we gonna go see and play? Like every game should matter. You know what I'm saying, but we know that we can go to some games and it doesn't matter. Like, all right, we can go watch them play the Kings because we want to see them have a chance to win. Versus, yo, we want to go see them play the Kings because they need to win this game because every game counts. So I think that format that they want to implement will make every game make games count more. Now, there are some teams that's going to always suck, and teams those games just won't matter to them. That's unfortunately a reality. But I think that this situation that we're in will sort of, like I said, lend itself to going forward with that format. What do you think about that?
Yeah, no, it's actually a perfect way to test it. If they are able to get there before July, whenever the new league year starts, it's an actual spot to test something. Not probably what they were thinking about the in-season break, but some type of championship tourney for best out of 3, 4, and 4 playoff system or whatever. I think they'll get creative, and I agree with you that it does. Like it says, we can take a break. People still want to see the product, and they'll come back hungry if we give a little 2-week break, hit the tournament, then come back 2 weeks later, a week later, and getting back into the season. It's interesting what will happen as far as that goes. I mean, we suspend the season. I'm sure. I'm like 90% sure they'll cancel just based on how things are looking and how I'm looking at my job and seeing what's about seeing if the reading the tea leaves and seeing how they're each team is starting like a domino effect of the Rudy Gobert touch the mic scandal.
Man, they need to cut that dude some slack, man. Cut that dude some slack.
At this point, yeah.
But you know what I did say though when he did that, and you saw some people donating money. I was like, man, Rudy Gobert should have been, if not the first person, the second person to donate some money. So a PR move. They should have been like, yo, I'll loan you X amount of dollars and just say you gave it to him because we need to clean your name up. Because this was a bad look. You thought it was funny, you thought it was high in the moment. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, but at the end of the day, I will say this: at the time, it looked bad, but
everything's looking bad right now. So it is what it is. No, I don't. Then people tend to overreact with stuff like that. Sending him death threats and all this stuff. He was irresponsible, yeah, but like all the extra stuff, man, is unnecessary.
I mean, you also could blame the team for that. Like I think the team should have regulated that more than him. They should have jumped on immediately. Hey, XYZ, don't do this, don't do that, don't do this, don't do that. Or he could have.
That's also true.
They could have made. Hey, listen, like in my job, I'm in food service, I'm hospitality. One thing that we have to do, besides wiping everything down and sanitizing stuff, we have to wash our hands. We have to wear gloves, and it's mandated. So I'm not. We're not touching anybody's food. We're not touching anybody. Like we're taking every precaution we can so that we can at least stay open to provide at least to go service for people, because not everybody wants to cook. Some people still want to be able to. They want to go out and experience moving around in the safest manner possible before it's been like no other alternative. So they could have done that. They could have gotten on top of that and said, hey, this is where we're at. This is what's going to happen. We got protocols. I mean, because they'd already started talking. It wasn't like they weren't in discussions about what's going to happen and maybe no fans playing in front of empty stadiums. They'd already been talking about that. So, this was not just a Rudy Gobert failure, but this was a Utah Jazz failure altogether. So I really don't really care to get into politics, so we're not gonna talk about the presidential race and none of that. But
I might do it solo and go into that. I'm
well,
thinking
I
of
do want to
some
ask
things
you
in there.
this because you are more in tune with stuff than me, but I definitely felt some type of way about it with Donald Trump is now calling himself a wartime president.
It's funny for a guy that not a week ago said it was a hoax and it would disappear. Now he's a wartime president. Um, Listen, whatever you feel about Donald Trump, one way or the other, he's handled this very in the worst way possible. He squandered the time that China gave us, even after they squandered the time that they had themselves, and now we're in this situation that we're in that we don't quite. I don't think people quite understand what things like exponential growth is, and like how one person can give it to however many people, and that those however many people can give it to even more people than that, and it's not touching people in the way yet that it may in 2-3 weeks that we won't be theorizing whether or not this is a hoax or this is a control, population control, or whatever the heck theory you got out there on IG for the person to go out with whatever they got, there's other stupid thoughts they got. It's amazing that this president, that number 45 is where he is, just based off a reality TV show. It wasn't even him. It was the TV producers that made this guy. Donald Trump had a name, but at the end of the day, he was a failed. Like during the middle of the '90s, he was forgotten about. He was the has-been. He failed 4 or 5, 6 times, and then he gets this show, and now he's this great businessman, and that's what people think of him, and not the actual facts of the matter. It's a wonderful job by the TV producers that made The Apprentice. But regardless, you don't want somebody that is a TV phenomenon, a TV figment of your imagination to run the biggest job in the world while there is a global epidemic, pandemic, and crisis. And he's just like the snowball was gonna go roll down the hill, but you don't kick it.
Mm-hmm.
Like it, and that's what happened, and it's a shame. It's really a shame, and it's still not even on the right track. He finally come across now. He's now it's serious. Dog, you've been saying it's not serious for 3 months. Now it's serious, bro.
What did you think about him saying that about taxpaying citizens getting $1,000?
It's something Obama should have done in 2009. He saved the banks, but he didn't save the people, and especially black people. But we don't have to get into that. It's something that Democrats should be. That should be a Democratic platform, but they gave it to Donald Trump for whatever reason. They're going to mess it up. Donald Trump's going to mess it up, and the Republicans are going to fight between each other to not make it so it actually works for working people.
So,
but no, that's what I would do if I was the president.
You would do $1,000.
I would be trying to get the people money to survive.
So okay. Now what you said is different than the $1,000. So what you just said is sort of what I was thinking about. Whereas Trump said 1,000, and then I think Bernie doubled down, it was like 2,000. My thing is this: we don't know how long this is going to be.
Right.
in most cities in America, your rent is more than $1,000. So that, and it's not like they're saying giving it to you like monthly. It's just giving you $1,000, right?
Yeah, there's different.
So are you gonna, is that 1,000, like, how do you put a number on it? Because $1,000 isn't going to make, it's not going to protect some people from getting evicted.
Yeah, no,
so it needs to be more than just the money. There needs to be like freezes. Not even freezes. There needs to be some type of exemptions that are made on top of.
No, there should be rent freezes. There should be mortgage freezes. There should be student debt freezes or
across the
whatever,
board.
however you want to call it.
Across the board.
Across the board. Yeah,
because
in France they did it, Italy they've done it, and here they should do it because we fumbled the ball so badly that we're going to be on the other end. It might be 2 to 3 and a half or more months before everything gets back to normal. The service industry is already devastated, at least in DC area that I've seen. It's nobody can go to eat. So the people that depend on those tips daily aren't getting that. So how are they going to pay their rent? How are they going to feed their family?
Right. So that's the thing where it's like
there's different plans. So back to what you were saying, they were saying 1,000. There's different plans. They say, okay, $1,000 this month. It's monthly plans. They say, I think Bernie's was monthly. He didn't just say 2,000. I think he said monthly until the threat is over, to whatever what's going on is over. So it should be monthly. There should be suspensions, and there should be expansions of unemployment provisions, all that. If you're gonna bail out banks, they're talking about bailing out airlines, bailing out Boeing, who Boeing knowingly sold planes that didn't have all the safety features, and the two planes crashed and hundreds of people died. So and that's why they're in where they at, but you're gonna save them and not the hundreds of thousands of American citizens that pay taxes, that are law-abiding, trying to work, want to work, but can't because they got to sit home. That's insane. So yeah, man, it's that's just not, just giving a check is not the end all be all. Absolutely not. So yeah, I'm with that.
All right.
Okay.
So that's our bit on anything
popular. Yeah, man. Yeah, I think I will go into further detail of how I would. I think I'll do something. I'll do something on the soda. But yeah, man. I thank you for giving me that soapbox. That's been on my mind. It's one of the biggest things that I've been seeing is the people are going to suffer from this, and everybody's just saying, "Oh, close this down, close that down," and we want to close that down because we want people healthy, and we don't want people to die and see people, unnecessarily, pass away for something that didn't have to be. But at the same time, we got to understand, and people are like really taking this really flippantly, like, "Oh yeah, the public health is over people being homeless." Like, dog, homelessness leads to death too. Hunger leads to death too. Being on the street is not something to just get over. It's just, because you want to be healthy, because you're rich, you're good. Nah. We need to protect everybody.
Yeah.
In every. So yeah, now that's where I'm at with it, bro. That's where I'm at with it.
So I'm gonna switch gears I want to switch gears with you.
Let's switch gears. I took that way too left. That's all good.
I know you don't get this catch as many movies as you probably would like.
Yeah.
So
I've been watching a bunch of Netflix. I've seen a bunch of Netflix movies. I don't know all the names. Jason Bateman has a joint called The Gift. That's pretty good.
Okay.
That's pretty good.
I'll check that out.
But, yeah, my bad. All right, go ahead.
Did you see Bloodshot?
I'm not yet.
Okay.
I'm not yet. I saw it. It's going to be on demand, so I'm gonna catch it.
So Bloodshot was pretty good.
Okay.
It was, you know how it is when some of these action movies, they have either good beginning and middles, and they struggle. And I wasn't crazy about the end, but it wasn't bad. It wasn't a bad end.
Okay.
But it was. I mean, I'm
a
a Vin
setup
Diesel
to a
fan,
sequel.
so you know I tend to favorite. But as far as Netflix, I don't know if we mentioned it in a previous pod about the I'm not okay with this.
Yes, you did.
Did I? Okay.
Yeah. You said it was a good season.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm gonna look for that too.
I keep trying to start to watch Altered Carbon.
Yeah, I did. We did start that. I started that too. It's real sci-fi.
Yeah.
If you're not in science fiction, don't. It's not something you need to start because it's a little detailed. I guess would be the best word to call it. It's not bad. If you watch The Witcher, it's not the same as The Witcher. The Altered Carbon in the future, The Witcher is kind of like a medieval type of thing, but
definitely love
really
The Witcher.
Detailed, and it's like it's like they're setting up a world. And
did you watch all of The Witcher?
Yeah, I loved it.
Yeah. I binged that like that.
Yeah, no, that was a good show. I was happy with that. I'm not even a book or a video game fan, but that joint was like,
it has a video game?
Yeah, it's a video game and a book series.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
I didn't know.
The Witcher's good. Yeah, I did start Altered Carbon. It's interesting. It's super violent too, so that's another thing. If you're not into that.
Ooh, they got there's a new comedy special on Netflix.
Bert Kreischer.
Yeah. So I'll be watching that pretty soon.
Yeah, it's funny. He starts off with a black bit.
You watched it already?
I watched the first part of it.
You beat me to a comedy special on Netflix. Wow.
Man, I like Bert Kreischer. I'm a fan.
You mentioned them when we talked about our top 25. You didn't do a top 25 list, but you mentioned them as far as like one of those Comedy Central Netflix type stand-up comedians that people may not know about. You mentioned them, and we both agreed that he was one of those guys who, I like what he. It's weird to see this fat white dude no shirt on tell jokes, but it works for him. It works for him.
He's funny. I mess with him. Dang, I've been just The Invitation. A lot of these thrillers, the suspense thrillers, weird stuff I've been catching. I finally saw Outbreak, the 1995 joint with Morgan Freeman.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, that was a good movie. If you haven't watched it, you kind of, other than like the super like outlandish helicopter chase scene, I think it does give you some perspective of how like outbreaks can start. And and since we're in the middle of one, I guess. What else? What else movie?
No. You know what else? I just finished watching. Damn it! A new Netflix. It's a new Netflix TV show. October Faction.
October Faction. I did not see that one.
Yeah.
Okay.
I just finished October Faction. It's about some monster hunters. This couple that's monster hunters, and they go back to their hometown, and it's like how the politics of being in a small town, and those things. I don't want to give it. I think it's best for people to watch it without hearing about it, other than they're monster hunters and they work for this organization. It's really good. It starts off like slow, like a roller coaster, and then you get to going. It's now, because I talked about it on my Twitter. The one thing I will say about it, I will say this one thing about it. this is sort of a spoiler alert as far as this one of the storylines, not like the entire scope of the show, but
Mhm.
one storyline is one. The son is apparently openly gay. Like
Okay.
nothing about his appearance, the way he acts, his interaction with his parents or his sister, or the way he's perceived in school. None of this says he's gay, which is
Okay.
which is odd because
Okay.
either because in real life it's like there's telltales. There are tales that say okay this person is gay, and whether it be real life or in I'm saying cinema they'll go over the top just to say hey this person is gay, whether they're the
Right.
where you know what I'm saying regardless of which role they play.
Mhm.
But the one thing about it, and the only reason I mention this is because it's not necessarily about whether I feel some type of way about uh, uh, sexuality in TV shows. I don't care about none of that stuff. I mean, as long as it's not about, I don't want any sexuality in uh, children material. If it's involving kids watching it, then you know whether or not somebody's gay, straight, anything. I don't. This none of that needs to be involved. Just you can tell the story about whether or not somebody is gay or not, or straight or not,
Right.
or
Okay.
if it's to be about other things. You can be. There's so many other lessons you can give kids in TV and in movies than whether or not you know what I'm saying they're kissing. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, uh I had a problem with uh one of the characters uh being gay. I'm not gonna say who is gay, but one of the characters being gay. And
Okay.
my problem isn't that he's gay at all. It's the relationship, the dialogue. Like I've always okay. Here goes T again, right? One thing I've always had, one thing I've always had a problem with when it comes to cinema, and I
Mhm.
think it ruins people. It's like I feel like some of the reason why people who don't feel attractive is because they are filled with these images. This is what's pretty. This is what's pretty. This is what a cool guy does. This is what this person does. So if you don't do this, you're not cool. If you don't look like this,
Mhm.
you're not pretty. You're ugly. You're corny. You're lame. If you lame, you lame. You know, ugly is inside, but lame is lame. But anyways,
Mhm.
what I have a problem with, I feel like these movies mess people heads up, right? They get wrapped around what love is and how it should happen. Like, yo, there's no way you're gonna watch a movie that spans a week and realistically tell me, like, at the end of the movie, these people be saying, I love you. The
Right.
movie spans a week, a month. The relationships be just starting. And it's like,
Right.
I love you. I can't live without you.
Mhm.
So these movies are programming people to have obsessive traits
Mhm.
because you are now you've seen these movies where like these are underlining traits of people who have obsession problems where you profess and love the people after you went on one date. I had sex one time.
Hmm.
It's
That's kind of how the movie we saw. Not we, me
Felicia.
and yeah, my girl, Lakeith Stanfield, Issa Rae's joint is like they kind of he kind of fell, you know, real deep, like real early,
And
like they.
they be in the same it be the same outfit the entire movie. I mean it's one day.
Right, right,
The same outfit. Like
right. Mm. Okay,
you know what
so
I'm saying?
that's yeah. Nah, I get you.
If
I hear you.
I was being not literal in the same outfit, but it'd be like it literally be like 3 days, a week.
Yeah,
Like
nah,
they don't
that's
show any
early.
time progression between the courting to the I'm in love and I can't be without you. I love you. And it's crying
Right.
and it tears and nobody gets a real scope of that. And so and I used to say now it's usually the women who get caught up in that. But as I've gotten older, I realized that it affects men as well. Like men also, like for women expect guys to be like, oh, I love you, and why don't you treat me like such and such, and this, that, and the third. And they don't have time in the movie to show about the bad stuff that's happening. But as far as the guys, I mean, we just, the courtship, you know, the we see somebody courting somebody and they actually get the girl. So we think in our mind that if we're doing all those things that he did, then at the end we should be getting the girl too. And it makes us hard to accept rejection a lot of times. But anyways, the problem with the storytelling is that they go from, being two completely different entities in this show to being, you know what I'm saying, being in a relationship. Like they kiss one time. It's like, wait, now you're in a relationship? What kind of shit is that?
Right.
But other than that, it's a really good show.
I'm gonna catch it.
It has vampires, but not like in the tradition. They have quote unquote monsters, but not in the traditional sense. We're gonna see a bunch of like random like monsters fighting monsters. It's not like that at all. So,
right.
It's a really good show.
I'm gonna catch it.
So we've been going for a little while now, Brian. This we might be breaking the record this one. We might be breaking the record with this one.
Yeah. I'll cut it down. We'll see.
So what movies we got look forward to coming out soon? Even though we won't be able to go see them, but what?
I wanted to see Black Widow. I wanted to see Wonder Woman.
Are they right around the corner to coming out?
Yeah, I mean, Black Widow, I think it got delayed. So,
really?
Yeah. Something else got delayed. Fast and Furious isn't coming out this year.
What?
Yeah, man. Yeah.
I'm looking at the movie list right now. I'm not looking forward to the end of this stuff right now. It's like The Truth, Saint Maud, Charm City Kings, Trolls World Tour. I'm gonna watch that. Monster Problems, Promising Young Women, Antebellum, Bad Trip, Dream Horse, Covers, Run, Scoob. I'll watch Scoob. Artemis Fowl. I think that's gonna be good.
Yeah, they might be dropping some of the movies, especially in the next couple months, that they don't really think are going to do well either way, or just art pieces for Grammys, Oscars.
So we pretty much gotta wait until June.
Yeah, no, it's gonna be a slow summer.
Because
even if things slow down as far as the
Wonder Woman comes out in June.
The only thing I can call it is pandemic.
We got Wonder Woman comes out in June.
Yeah, I think they're gonna delay that too.
Candyman comes out in June.
They might delay that too.
Soul, Top Gun.
Yeah, they might delay that too.
Free Guy. That is the movie. That's the movie I was thinking about a while ago. That's the one I'm looking forward to.
Yeah.
With Ryan Reynolds.
Right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I need to see his trailer. I don't think I'm still. But yeah, no.
Check that trailer out. I'm gonna post it I'm gonna post the trailer on the IG.
Okay.
The Purge 5.
What do you think about the $20 rent that they're trying to pull?
The what now?
They're trying to pull a $20 rental. Like, I forget what the movie they tried there with. Who dropped? If I could look it up, I could. They're saying $19.99 for a 48-hour rental for this movie that just was supposed to go in the theaters, but with everything going on, they just pulled.
Oh, so instead of people going to the movies, you just renting it for $20.
Right.
How does that help? Who does it help?
I mean, it helps the studios for the most part. It's
Yeah.
definitely not help the theaters.
I mean, if they're smart, I mean, I don't know, bro. I don't know how it's going. It's tricky. I mean, people trying to figure out a way to make dollars as far as like I'm saying getting money, but at the same time it's like, yo, if people can't work, where are they getting this money from? So people already going to have, I'm saying, automatic subscriptions to their Disney Pluses, the Hulus, the Netflix, the Googles, the Apple Music, and all of those platforms. And then you expect them to pay $20 for a movie?
Right.
Like people already don't want to go to the movies now because it costs like $50 for, I'm saying, to go to the movies. You're paying $15 for a ticket, $8 for the drink. So it's like 20 it's 20 20 it's $20 to $30 going into food. You know what I'm saying? And if you got a date, you just double that up. You just spend $100 going to the movies. Sometimes. Depending on, listen, when I go to the movies, I like eating. You know what I'm saying? I used to hate when I didn't have any money. I used to hate when I would go and all my food would be gone before the movies even started. You know what I'm saying? You like, unless you got a big thing of popcorn, like the only thing you eating left is popcorn. But you sat down and you didn't watch 5 previews. That's 20 minutes. You know what I'm saying? And it's like 20 minutes into watching previews and the movie about to start. You didn't realize you ain't got no chicken tenders left because they even ate all 4 of those chicken tenders that you paid $12 for.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like I rack up. I get my prep because I don't want to get up unless I got to use the bathroom. I want to get up to go get more food, stand in line again, and miss movie. So I try to rack up. I'm getting my pretzels. I'm getting my chicken tenders. I'm getting my drinks. I'm getting all that stuff. You know what I'm saying? To try to sustain myself while I'm at the theater.
Right.
I mean, if I'm not bringing my own food in.
He's not sneaking in it.
You gotta do that, man.
Yeah, absolutely. It's 100%. They be charging too. Anyways, bro, we here, man. We gave them this. I'm gonna see how long these choices take. I might have to split these in two.
I say we give it to them. I mean, chop it up and make it beautiful. I think we should keep this connected and give them the full podcast this time around, at least for this one.
Okay, yeah, it was the whole week, even though we gave y'all little separate joints.
Well, you can split it. I mean, it'll be available for both. It'll be available for at the same time, but we can split it if you want.
Either way, I'll figure it out. I'm gonna go back over it.
You always do.
In production, in post. But yeah, man, it's been as always. I appreciate appreciate the time as always, and next time we haven't had Rail on for a while. Miss Big Bro, we still need to do a battle rap. I'm not stepping off coming off of that. Still need to do a battle rap episode. Still need to do a sneaker episode, and man, we let's try to do some good things. I need to step on the gas with our social media.
With the battle rap one, what it's look like we're probably gonna have to do is we're probably gonna have to just do like I'm probably gonna have to put him Ralphie on like IG Live or something like that, Facebook Live, so that we don't have to work. I don't want to put nobody at risk just for an interview.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying. So
yeah.
Yeah, that's probably what we end up doing. Because originally I was gonna pull up on him and we was just gonna chop it up. You know what I'm saying? Because I don't really get to see my bro that often. So, but yeah, just to be safe, probably just do it over the live stream. But hey, I'm saying it's been a pleasure. You want to ride up?
Hey.